Hello my friends, welcome back to the Rohan campaign. I hope you've been well. I certainly have. Now, last episode when we left off, we got Eomer to move into base contact with Vajayberg here, who is an Enedwaith general, looks like Michael Fassbender, and he's the one who will be doing the fingering, as I understand it. And then of course we've got Boysil, who is, weirdly enough, Hama reborn. It's utterly bizarre. But I'm pretty sure we're more than capable,
yes, my lord,
of destroying this Enedwaith asshole, Enedwaith asshole, with all of our forces combined. Much like Captain Planet. Or is that, Power Rangers? I'm not sure. I didn't watch either of them. With Aldwulf's army as well as Eomer's cavalry, I'm fairly certain we'll be able to handle these guys. Like I said last episode, a lot of them are pretty light units. Maybe not these Angren Raiders, but most certainly these outlaws. And anyway, most of these troops, I'm sure, are quite easy to wipe away with cavalry. So we may as well stop fucking around, stop shooting the shit, and we may as well get onto the old battlefield. They have a slight advantage when it comes to manpower, but I'm sure that they have very few cavalry troops. I mean, their general units look to me like they are archer units. Elder guildsmen. Very interesting. Anyway, none of this is important. Let's head onto the battlefield.
Attack!
So of course, we have to wait for our reinforcements to show up, but I figure we can use this time to skirmish as best we can with the Enedwaith troops. I keep saying Enedwaith, but of course that's incorrect. So we have 2 units of skirmishers, and I would much prefer to use them on some more heavily armored troops, but I'm getting the impression that none of these guys are particularly well armored. Perhaps the Elder Guildsmen. They do actually have quite a few skirmishers as well. I want to be careful of those guys. I'm not sure what the name of those units are. Perhaps I can start skirmishing against these axemen. They don't have any shield value. These are the Angren Raiders. I know that because we looked at them before the battle. And then what are these? These are... Okay, well these are heavily armored. I think these were the Wildling Mercenaries, if I remember correctly. We may as well try to get in there and do some damage. We're going to have to be careful of... Okay, these are the guildsmen. They seem to be quite well armored as well. Either way, we can probably do some damage with these skirmishers. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to get pegged by archers. We're going to get penned in by these missile cav, the enemy skirmishers. So let's just sort of readdress the situation here. We'll pull all of our troops back, actually. Nearly. Okay, for a second there I thought Aldwulf was not entering the battlefield, and I was about to just shit my pants. Like, did I mess something up here? I thought they would be coming into the battlefield. Okay, so it looks to me like the elders are on the left flank. They're now reforming their formation. We've got this skirmisher cav that I want to counter with probably the ballista or archers. All of my troops need to... We're gonna have to actually... We'll take up a position in the woods. There's not really any other place to flee to. So we may as well just get situated here. Aldwulf is, of course, a cavalry commander. And I feel as if we could use him and his bodyguard to great use. So we'll stick him in with Eomer. Get him to head on over. Red Rover, send Aldwulf back over. Come on, yeah. Now, I feel as if these cavalry skirmishers are going to come into play far before my ballistas or my archers. We'll have to see if that is the case, but that's definitely what I'm feeling at this point. We'll do our best to get these guys involved, but you never know. Okay, our infantry we will form up, put into a line. Our militia we'll put on the flanks, I think, along with the spearmen on the fucking, we'll do the right flank. We'll move the ballista into the center. No, the ballista into the center. There we go. Okay, so we've got all of our cavalry lined up. And again, we have to decide what to do here. So we might be able to head back in here and skirmish, but it looks to me, it really bothers me, these skirmisher cav. And I'm not sure if we'll be able to catch them with our light riders of Rohan. I'd rather not risk it because these guys would probably tear me apart. So we'll just speed up a little bit, see what the clansmen do. Okay, looks to me like they're actually advancing. That's a bit problematic, to be honest, as we have not necessarily formed up all that well. My archers aren't even in place. Okay, we want them... Yeah, we'll put them on the left flank. Perhaps ahead of the spears. That ballista coming into play. Can we fire at... Okay, we can fire at those wildman mercenaries, at the very least. We're going to chase off these skirmishers with our cav. It's all we can do. And we're going to bring the skirmishers to possibly do some damage to those elders. Okay, here they go. We may be able to... Okay, we're going to charge right into them. They barely got anything off there. Interesting. So we've potentially nullified their entire cavalry wing. Our pikes are in place in a pike line. Yep. Let's reinforce that pike line with our infantry. We've got the ballista in place, supposed to be firing at those wildman mercenaries. We've got spears either flank, do we? We ought to. I want these guys running into position. I've got my archers doing dick all. Let's pull them back, actually. And then these guys on the right flank. No, let's put all of the spearmen on the left flank, because it looks to me like the vast majority of the enemy is on the left flank. There we go. Alright, let's look at our skirmishers again. We're going to swing right past these elders. Maybe we can scare them off. I don't know if they're in skirmish mode or what. Oh shit, Aldwulf is taking a few casualties, but it looks like we're doing alright. Oh my god, my skirmishers got a little too close and are in fact engaged. Oh my god, what is happening here? My skirmishers are actually charging deeper into the enemy. I don't know what the reasoning for that is. Okay, well they're fucked. They're gone. That unit is no good. We've got some skirmishers here firing at my pike line. That's a bit of an issue, actually. Okay, we're actually able to pull our skirmishers out. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Very bizarre, that unit just kind of ran into the enemy. Looks to me like we took out those skirmisher cav, so we'll grab... We'll probably need these units to scare these mercenaries. No, actually, no. We'll grab Aldwulf and this unit, and we will use them to defend our line whilst Aylmer and his remaining troops go around the flank. There we are. Now, let's see. Where are the remaining cavalry? I think we must have taken them all out. There's only 3 of them left. Yeah. Good lord. Okay, so we have a few javelins left. We have 80 cavalry left. Geez, we really want these spears moving up, that's for sure. And we want these archers firing at as many of these light troops as we can do. And let's see, where are our skirmishers? Let's put them in skirmish mode. Now we've got Aylmer in place. We've got Aldwulf in place. What is this? Some wildman mercenaries. Okay, let's get Aldwulf. Actually, let's just get the riders of Rohan to, yeah, charge at those guys. We'll get Aldwulf on the flank. Hopefully, Oh man, my pikes are really fucking this up. We're gonna charge in. We're gonna commit to that. Let's get Aylmer in position. Defeat seems almost certain if you're an asshole, maybe. We've just charged into those wildmen. There's only 88 of them left now. I feel like we did quite a bit of damage. We ought to retreat because we've got some outlaws coming in. Oh, shit. We need to oh my god. We have to reinforce the pike line for sure. They're not, oh my god. They're not doing so well, but at the very least, the spearmen here have penned in the enemy. That actually kind of works out. And we'll fire at... we don't need flaming arrows. Let's fire there. Okay. What do we have? We've got some outlaws, some elder guildsmen. That's a target for Aylmer, I feel. We are outrunning those wild men mercenaries. Our skirmishers, I want them to... Are we actually... Oh, we're taking hits, I think, from these Angren raiders. I want to skirmish and throw some javelins at those wildmen mercenaries if at all possible. But we'll get Aylmer into the center of the battlefield. I think these are all squishy archer units and outlaws and the like. Let's unpause, get Aldwulf out of that conflict. Aylmer is going to charge those elder guildsmen. Actually, no, we'll use all of these troops to charge those elder guildsmen. We'll chase off those river archers. Oh, shit. Oh, my god. We just immediately killed Vagjaberg. And he looked really badass. Did you guys see the helmet he was wearing? Shit, and then we're going to charge with these river archers. That was not so devastating. It looked like it was much more damaging than it actually was. We'll get Aldwulf to charge those outlaws, rebuild our formation, and then charge those wildland mercenaries. They should be breaking pretty soon. Looks like most of these clansmen are ready to break. Where are our skirmishers? Okay, our skirmishers are not doing so great. Let's pull away. And did we break these assholes? We broke the outlaws, and as a result, we have not yet broken those mercenaries, but we can probably do so pretty easily. Let's charge the outlaws, the archers, and the rest of these elder guildsmen. Aldwulf is attacking those mercenaries. Let's pull out of there. We've got to get some men into the center of the battlefield as well, into these units that are tightly packed against our pikemen. There we go. We saw off the wildland mercenaries. Let's charge in with the infantry. Aldwulf is going to try to deal with those mercenaries. We've got some skirmishers here that are going to deal with those Angren raiders. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I need Aylmer and his men not to be attacking all of these other random guys, but to be in this... Okay, well, never mind. We've carried the day in the center of the field. So we just gotta chase off the rest of the troops. Oh, shit. I forgot about the mercenaries here, and they've charged our cavalry. Let's get Aldwulf to tie them down on the flank. Charge them. Wonderful. Now the Angren raiders still kicking. Oh, shit. We have an entire unit of riders of Rohan. I didn't notice. Okay, well, it looks to me like we are chasing off the vast majority of the enemy troops, except for in the center, where there's Elder Guildsmen. And what is this? Hunters Guildsmen and the like. Let's get them out of combat, I think. Unless Aylmer can break them. Now, as for these mercenaries, they're still alive and kicking. Let's disengage. Get these 80 troops in to deal with... Hold on, what is this? River Swordsmen. We can break them easily, I think. Okay, we've got 80 Riders of Rohan. I think we will use them to run down those Angren Raiders. These guys have won, obviously. Okay. We're not doing so bad, actually. Maybe not as well as I was hoping. Actually, no, this has gone quite well. It looks like our infantry line for once held its place. That's pretty surprising for me. It's like usually my spear lines break, but I guess those farmhand pikemen actually turned out to be pretty good, backed up by the Yorlings. They were just able to march in and fill the gaps. Okay, apparently we've broken the mercenaries. Now it's just a matter of running them down. Okay, you guys, I'm going to run down as many of these Enedwythe assholes as possible. I like how immediately these Enedwythe guys are assholes. For a while there, we were in talks of alliance, and then all of a sudden they stabbed me in the back, they attacked me, now they're just... Oh, the utmost. That's like the ultimate asshole behavior, though, to be honest. Not much more you can do to ruin a reputation, to ruin a friendship than that. I'm going to try to find that other Lord of Enedwythe as well. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the campaign map. Well, we captured Boysil and executed him and all of his men. It was roughly 4,000 gold worth of captives. I didn't look at the numbers to be exact, but I know that we only lost like 260 men in that battle, and we just wiped away the Enedwythe army. And now I really want to retrain the farmhand pikemen, but apparently we cannot. Then I suppose we will retrain... Now, there's not really no reason to retrain anything, really. Okay, I've got 2 archer units heading to reinforce Gambling, who actually has a unique campaign model as well. Very interesting. I love that. I love that shit. And then I've got maybe some more units for Aldwulf in Bregnus. I've got these 2. We'll send them on their way. And they'll arrive pretty shortly, and I think Aldwulf can probably go on the counteroffensive pretty quickly. I do have 3 units of horse archers retraining in Foldberg. I've got 1 unit coming to the front lines of riders, that is. And as far as Kamik is concerned, I have no fucking idea what he's doing, and most of my decisions hinge on his actions. So let's end the turn and see what the fuck he's up to. Well, finally, Mayor Dad, the dadliest dad, the most hidden dad, he has crossed the River Anduin, and he is now marching. I suppose he's going to try to besiege Isengard, much in the same way Kamik is. That is, he's going to show up and just kind of stick his thumb up his butt and go with one hand, thumb up the butt, with the other hand, finger on lips. He's just going to sit around and whine, probably. Now, I don't actually have any spies within Kamik's camp, but I can just tell that he's just sitting there going, oh, why do I have to besiege Isengard? Oh. Okay, well, we've got Captain Brennan here, as well as Captain Glirhuin, and it looks to me like some more easily crushed armies. These outlaws are just... they're like tissue paper, wet tissue paper. Or toilet paper, even better. They're like wet toilet paper. You know how you just like stick your finger through it? Whew, I shudder at the thought. Anyway, these guys are probably marching to our ruin. They're trying to capture our territory and failing miserably at it. Because, as we know, their armies are just no fucking good. And they're not getting the message. We're going to send Aylmer back to pick up his troops. And we now have... yes, indeed, we have a mighty host. We'll send the reinforcements to Gambling, who I think is going to starve out the troops in Durwath. We don't necessarily... well, what do we have? We've got... oh, that's right, we're still building shit anyway. Gambling doesn't really have the manpower behind him to effect an actual assault on the walls. So my idea there was that we would just starve them out. Okay, our reinforcements are nearly in Bregnus. We will maybe get some more troops, some axemen and the like. We necessarily can't afford it, but Well, here's what I think we ought to do. We should use Eomer
Yes, my lord.
as a strike force to destroy these armies before they get to Rohan, because we can move much further than them. Obviously, it seems to me their armies are going to be quite soft when it comes to cavalry, and we can definitely do some damage. Now, I need something to garrison these forts, because I want these archers. I want them elsewhere. Oh, well, luckily enough, we can actually leave Isengard quite easily. And then these fort archers, we'll put them in Isengard for the time being. So we've got 2 units of fort archers there, 2 units of Yorling archers, axemen, farm... Okay, we actually have 5 units of archers in Isengard. That's plenty, I think. Let's just retrain some of the weaker units. How many troops are in... How many men, rather, are in a full-strength unit? 170. So we can spend a little bit of gold. Well, shit, it's not even worth it, actually. I think there's 200 men in a militia unit, so at the very least we can replace 50 men there. Oh, yes, we can actually retrain the farmhand pikemen. Wonderful. And we could do with some more infantry, I suppose. Some more spearmen, if we're at it. I don't know. I think his army is all right. We're just... Like, I don't want to recruit too many more units for Aldwulf because it will push our treasury too far. Again, I keep saying this, but we'll have to wait for Kamik to make a move. I do want to recruit another diplomat in Aldburg, and he can probably head to the south, talk to Gondor, get some maps, talk to Dolam Roth, etc. We've got Leowine still heading ever northwest. He has finally arrived in the lands of the remnants of Angmar, I believe. That's the one. And as far as the Shadow of Mirkwood is concerned, I've got Oswy just wandering around. I want to find the strongest settlements of the Shadow of Mirkwood. I really just want to keep an eye on the strong points and choke points so that I can be aware that I can be aware when, if and when, these guys start sending armies my way. So this must be Mirkwood. Look at this fucking place. Huh, I kind of actually... I much prefer this version of Mirkwood, to be honest, in Divide and Conquer versus the Third Age. The Third Age just has a few straight channels cut through the whole of the forest. But it looks to me like you are so prone to being ambushed in these forests. My god.
My lord.
It looks more like a forest, is what I'm saying. I fucking love it. Okay. So, I estimate Mirkwood is probably, or rather Dog Guldur is probably around here.
Approaching quietly.
Let's see. Here is Karis Gladden. So, actually no, it's going to be right here. That's Dol Guldur. This is where Emin Nfuin would be in Vanilla Third Age. And then Thranduil's Halls, etc. would be up here. Here's Dale, Erebor. It's interesting how much the map is different, but still the same. Kind of a dumb statement, to be honest, because they're based on the same lore, but it's just interesting how similar yet different these things can be. Okay, yes, so Eamon just recently built some watchtowers. He's going to return to Tirith Anduin and garrison it for the time being. Let us end the turn. I think we have time for one more. Okay, looking at Merdad, we have roughly 2 turns until he arrives, and I think it's pretty critical that we destroy Kamik before Merdad arrives. Otherwise, we're going to be dealing with 2 armies, 2 massive armies on the battlefield that we may not be able to contend with. Shit. Apparently, Amen Arnen is being attacked. Let's go take a look. Eowyn is about ready to head south here. And indeed, it's attacked by the Variogs of Khand. And it's Captain Ormar. Very interesting. So Gondor, though they look strong, they've got Baron Findle here. All sorts of troops outside of Minas Morgul. They're still struggling. So we have to, at some point, we'll have to ride to their aid, I think. Which is, you know, oddly fitting. Let's see. End of turn report. We are actually somehow making money. New family member, Hydron. Coming of age, Swidhelm. Retinue expands, Leonir. Now this is interesting. Hydron is actually an actual word, I believe. Do you guys remember the game Northgard? I did a series on that a long while ago, and my clan was Hydron, which was the goat clan. So possibly Hydron means goat. I'm not sure exactly what it means, but that's an actual fucking word in what I assume is Old Norse. Okay, Leonir has a swift steed, which... Oh shit, that's actually really helpful. 15% to movement points. +1 to public health. Wow, okay, so... Leonir, our new diplomat, is actually really fucking quick. He can make it to Minas Tirith nearly in like 2 turns. Okay, let's take a peek.
Without question.
We'll have to speak with
Approaching their
the dignitaries in Calenhad. We've got more troops in Foldberg, Giniard, and Bregnus we've retrained. Okay. So these troops in Foldberg I actually recruited for Gamling, because he's not only going to capture Durwath, he's going to then move on to Gind, the village of Gind. Now, I just need to be certain that there's not too much enemy activity down here. Hirluin the Good of Gondor. Shit, has some cool troops. Lebanon Guardsmen. Very interesting. Apparently he's putting some pressure on from the south. That's quite helpful. Shadow of Mirkwood, Vale of Anduin now at war. Okay, so I think what we ought to do...
Your orders, my lord.
Let's see. Orders. Skirmishers, 53. Riders.
My lord.
Let's dole out these 52 men. There we go. We lost a unit, but that's just fine because we have another one right here. Let's make sure they'll be able to make it.
Yes, my lord.
There we go. So now Eomer has his troops in place.
Your will, my lord.
And Gamling now has the equipment to assault Durwath.
Yes.
In Bregnus, we now have all the troops that we need, I think. We could recruit and retrain more. Apparently, our treasury is actually going to allow it, so we may as well do. What is it, 230 we're making? Okay, so we can recruit any of these infantrymen, aside from the spearmen, it seems. But the spearmen are probably what we need, so we'll get some of them. And, in fact, we could use... Yeah, we'll dip into the funds here and get another unit of riders. Just to escort Aldwulf around the battlefield. Okay, so... I'm going to end the episode here. When we come back, we are going to... I think we're going to... destroy Kamik outside of Isengard using all of these troops. That's probably more than enough. Oh shit. Okay, so this is very interesting. This strategy actually worked. So the initial reason that I didn't want to attack Kamik is because he had a lot of cavalry that was anti-cavalry. His noble unit, which is totally not samurai, was skilled against mounts. Most of his other cavalry units, marauders, skilled against mounts, raiders, not skilled against mounts actually, but they're very annoying, all the same. But what's happened is, since he's been on the invasion so long, doing dick all, a lot of his troops have disbanded, and he's been forced to recruit mercenaries, lightly armored orc looters, possibly goblin infantry, these orc archers, ranged orc looters, etc. These are guys we can definitely wipe, just totally fucking wreck on the battlefield with the Riders of Rohan. So that worked out incredibly well. I didn't I would like to say that I foresaw that, and that was my plan, but it wasn't at all, really. Just imagine Kamik's camp, his war camp. Every single day he wakes up and there's more empty tents, so he just looks at the horizon where there's a massive orc mob, and he just sort of waves over, and 150 or so orcs just kind of shamble in, sit their fat asses down in the fine tents of his camp, because I assume that his tents are gilded. There's fine silks, this sort of shit. There's incense burning. I mean, like, look at this fucking guy. Look at his general unit. There's no way that he's just bumming around on, like, a bedroll. His tents are fine silk. And then these orc assholes just kind of wander in, and immediately they just start pawing everything, spreading dirt and dust and muck. And Kamik is just losing his shit. And then one morning he wakes up and he sees Prince Aylmer the Noble and his hundreds of horsemen on the horizon, and he goes, "Ugh, I should not have drunk so much last night." Alright, you guys. Let's end the episode here. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm definitely enjoying the campaign now that we're in like a million wars. We're pushing back. I'm fucking loving it. Now the real question is, where does Aldwulf go? And we really need some intel. So I'm seeing another town here, and I would like to see what the situation is. They've got half a stack there. They've got all sorts of troops near Alkfud, plus Moot Lord Tremak. That is the king of Enedwythe, or rather, the Moot Lord. That is his title. We just need these spies trundling around, finding the enemy, and if at all possible, I need some more spies in the west. That's for sure. Anyway, if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, leave a comment, always appreciated. As always, my name is Incoherence, and I will see you guys with episode number 27 on Wednesday.